recruits. Yes, me. Yes, me. I ain't going nowhere. Still here. You know why? I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on mom. I'm waiting on pops. I'm waiting on uncle. I'm waiting on granddad. I'm waiting on whoever is handling things. I'm waiting on you. Stop believing them lies. Stop believing them lies. They gonna talk because that's all they know how to do. But guess what? God got me, baby, and I want you. Give me my theme music.
What's up, Buffs Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly Live. I'm your host, Russ, and it is a glorious Tuesday afternoon, and it's a glorious day because guess what? Football is back as the Buffs officially took the field in Boulder today to practice for the first time this season. So who else is excited? Let me know in the chat. Of course, appreciate you guys for joining me on this Tuesday or watching this video later on. As always, make sure that you guys subscribe and like the video. Helps out greatly. And I want to give a big props to a new member to the channel, joining D Nice and David Talks Buffs, of course, Keith, joining the membership group. I appreciate you, Keith, and all that you do as a regular viewer of the show and person in the chat. So thank you so much for joining the membership this week. Of course, you can become a member of the channel for as little as $1.99 for a cup of coffee. If you want a little bit more access, it's $5, but I appreciate everything, and I appreciate all you guys for joining me on a regular basis. Today's show, we are going to be looking at, of course, and talking about the press conference a little bit more in detail yesterday, kind of what happened in Buffs land and college football landscape after yesterday's press conference. And we are also going to be talking about the first day of training camp as a little bit of news has come out from that. And we got our first glimpse of the team and got to see them actually play some football. So I don't know about you, but I am so pumped up after the last 24 hours of news cycle for the Buffs and what this might mean for the team and the season. Guys, the season is upon us. We're about 31 days until the first football game of the college football season for the Buffs. And I absolutely can't wait. Really, honestly, it's going to be awesome to get to finally see football in all of its glory. So let's go ahead. We'll talk about yesterday's press conference. For those of you that don't know, I already posted a video where I talked about the press conference and I talked about my thoughts on it, how it impacted me, how it should have impacted you and everybody else, if we're being completely honest, when it comes to the Buffs. And you know, surprisingly, but unsurprisingly, I will say it's one of my lowest watched videos. So if you're somebody watching this here after this video and want to go over there and check it out, I highly recommend it because, you know, I kind of poured my heart out for that one, just talking about what it meant to me, Coach Prime sharing his story and talking about it and all the different things that happened with that. So really, really important and impactful piece of you know, information and just stuff to discuss. But as we found out, of course, if you didn't watch that video, if you don't already know or live under a rock, it seems, Coach Prime was unfortunately diagnosed with bladder cancer back at the end of May, beginning of June. He had surgery to remove the bladder, which, as we found out, was one of several options that he had. The other option, and one of the main options, was to go through chemotherapy on a regular basis to try and hope that it would go away. But the percentage of it returning going down that route, not to mention the disruption that would have done to his coaching duties, because he would have now had to go there weekly, miss practice, not be around the team as much. So he went a little bit more of a drastic route from the sounds of it, in having his bladder completely removed. And so now no longer has a bladder. He had to have a quote unquote artificial bladder created, but it was done out of his own small intestine. Either way, Coach Prime, his biggest message out of that press conference was that he is absolutely and 100% committed to the Buffs and committed to coaching this team. And I think that is all anybody needs to hear. I started the show with his message to recruits today. Fact is that he has been out of that building for a very long time, and for very good reason. I heard lots of people say that Coach Prime was not doing well enough in recruiting and not doing enough being here on campus. And the fact is that he had a very good reason for that. And now he's back. He's back, and he's back with a vengeance. And he is going to be coaching his butt off. He is going to be recruiting his butt off, going after players maybe they missed out on. So I think a lot of players who may have committed elsewhere that had a chance to come to Colorado could potentially be on flip watch for them. And so this is a massive deal. And the last part that I will say about the press conference and the importance of it and what it truly means to this season going forward is that Coach Prime and the team are going to utilize this as motivation to kind of rally around behind this event and this season and what that's going to mean. And just hearing his press conference yesterday and what he spoke about, I was honestly ready to run through a wall. I could only imagine. I mean, just even try to imagine what it must feel like to be a Buffs player right now. And what you would feel knowing what your coach went through, knowing how committed he is to coaching you, knowing how much he believes in you, what you would honestly want to do on the field for him. Like, that is a crazy thing to think about. And so I'm very interested to see, what the impact from that comes. But the gist of it is, I would not want to be any of the teams that we play this season. I wouldn't want to be any of them, because you're now getting a very motivated Coach Prime. You are now getting a very, very motivated team and players and coaching staff. And so I just think that this is going to be very interesting to see how that all affects. In the end, I'm just glad that Coach Prime is healthy. I'm glad that he's still with the team. I'm glad that he did not, make some determination, or that his health was so bad that he wouldn't have been able to coach anymore. So all of that is really impactful and important to Colorado moving forward. And I think it's the biggest takeaways that we can take from the press conference itself. Now, moving on, it's of course the opening of fall camp, and the very first bit of news that we got out of fall camp is the answer to the question that all of you have been asking in the chat on a regular basis the last couple of weeks, month and a half or so, which was, where is Charlie Offerdahl? And so unfortunately, Charlie Offerdahl announced today live in front of the team that he is officially retiring from football because of concussion issues, including one more recently that just caused all sorts of problems for him. And so he's going to be stepping away from the team, which is really unfortunate. No matter what your thoughts are of Charlie, what your thoughts are of what he brought to the team, the fact of the matter is that Charlie was the perfect player. He was hardworking. He was a leader. He did everything right. He is a good young man, both on and off the field. And so no matter what you thought, and I know there was a lot of people that would just be so mad when they saw him in games and didn't think he belonged, whatever your opinions were, We definitely wish Charlie the best. We hope to see him become very successful in life, and we'll always be cheering him on. And we just hope overall that the concussions are not long-term. They're not affecting him later on in life, and that he can live a full and just wonderful life that he's looking for. Talked about it, wants to go to dental school. Sounded like Coach Prime was going to try and get some things done to help him with that. The team, of course, and Coach Prime also said that they're going to cover his scholarship, so he's not losing out on that after all the hard work that he did. And just overall, Charlie is a class act and a success story that will be greatly remembered. And as we talk about with a lot of the buffs that move on from football or whatever, once a buff, always a buff. You know, players that have been a part of the program and moved on always will be recognized for their time being a buff, and Charlie is Mr. Buff himself. And so one of the OGs having to retire, unfortunately, today to start the team meetings. It's not what you really want to see, but completely understandable. Now, as for the actual practice itself, we've gotten already video clips and footage. The one thing that I want to talk about when it comes to the buffs and what we're going to be seeing in fall camp, guys, it's officially started. We officially have a quarterback battle. Seeing the clips of both Caden Salter and especially Julian Lewis, guys. Caden Salter is to be expected. He's a senior. He has had success. He is going to look ever the part because we know who he is. But man, watching Julian Lewis in that practice footage, especially the Reach the People footage that they put out, watching Julian Lewis throw that football around in practice and run around, making plays, making decisions, there's just something's happened in the last, 6-7 months since he came to Colorado where he looks very, very different. Not just physically, but just everything that he does. And I don't know if it's just seeing it from a different angle. I don't know if it truly is something different. If it is, working with Swayze and working with Shermer and working with the coaching staff and doing what is necessary in the film study and everything that he does, because we all know that Julian Lewis is a hard worker and he is going to do everything in his power to challenge Caden Salter when it comes to that starting quarterback job. But something about it, I can't put my finger on it. If you saw something similar to what I'm saying, let me know. But the fact is, that did not look like a 17-year-old. That did not look like a 17-year-old on the practice fields. And even when there was clips of Staub in there, who, when he was in those clips, didn't look as good, which is to be kind of expected at this point. We kind of know what we're getting with him. But watching Julian Lewis throw the football around, surgically find people, sprinting out on a rollout, all those plays, it was just very important to understand what we are watching and remind even myself of who Julian Lewis was coming out of high school. Because this is a guy that was the number one recruit, number one football player, number one quarterback in the 2026 class, who reclassified to the 25 and slowly dropped down the list for no true apparent reason. I mean, let's be honest. He did not do anything on the field that really proved that he needed to be dropped down as far as he did on some recruiting lists. We can talk about that completely separately in the fact that it could be a biasness against Colorado. But outside of that, there was just really no reason for him to drop that far down the recruiting charts for this past season. And so watching both of them throw, guys, I think the team has a very tough, difficult decision to make. And I've talked about this with so many different people at different times. When it comes to the quarterback battle and what we're seeing with that, if in the end, when we get closer to that game, you put them kind of on even playing fields as far as what you think about their playing style and how good they are, you're going to pick Caden Salter in that case, because the one thing that he has over Julian Lewis is the experience at the best level. But Julian Lewis is there's just something about him. And Robert, I agree with you here. I appreciate you dropping this line. I'm going to be honest, Juju's making veteran throws, and he's so young, doing it like he's been a part of the program for so long. That's what it was. It was just this air of confidence in him and his throws that he was making during that short practice where you got to see what he was doing, where I was like, that is not a 17-year-old kid. That is not a 17-year-old kid. And so then the question becomes do you start the 17-year-old kid with the idea that this is his team going forward and you work with the growing pains of that? Or do you go with, the confident veteran in Caden Salter? I still think when it comes down to it, Caden Salter will be the starter game one because of that experience. But I think it is going to be down to the wire deciding who is going to start game one. And Coach Prime will obviously use that to his advantage because he's not going to announce that starter probably until very close to that game, so that Georgia Tech can't really prepare. Extendo, I really think he will be a stud, and it's his last year, and he had some tough runs during practice. He's going to be a stud. We got a quarterback, guys. And dare I say it, between the hype of him coming out of high school and what we could potentially see as he develops and grows and where he's at right now compared to where he will be, in 2-3 years, I mean, Julian Lewis could very well be a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. I said it. He absolutely could if he lives up to the hype of what's surrounding him. And so, that's where it's at. Okay, you're talking about, it had to do with your Simeon Price thing. I really think he's going to be a stud. It's his last year. He had some tough runs during practice. And with Charlie out, I mean, Simeon Pierce now pencils into that top 3 role where he will get runs. The question is, will he get an opportunity to play? Not will he get an opportunity to play, but will he seize the opportunity that he does to get play and make sure that he gets the ball more and more, similar to how Charlie kind of did that himself and willed his way into the lineup, even though people didn't love what they saw from him as far as a production standpoint. So apologize for confusing that, but I get what you're saying. I mean, I saw somebody else make a comment with Charlie retiring. Colorado's now way too thin at running back and their depth isn't there. Guys, we have 7 running backs on the roster, okay? So you've got Dallin Hayden, Micah Welsh, DeKalon Taylor, Simeon Pierce. Those 4 guys are going to be your rotational running backs. We have enough. Even if 1 or 2 goes down, you've got 2 that would fill in that space, and you would just be rotating a little less. If we were down to 2 running backs altogether after Charlie Offerdahl retired, yes, we would be in trouble. But anybody who's saying that really does not know the roster composition. Yes, I get it as far as experience goes, as far as production goes. We're a little thin at the running back spot, and that's just a given. But, that's where we're at. D-Nice, appreciate you dropping by. Thank you, as always, for being a member of the channel. You are absolutely amazing. Thanks for dropping by today. Which brings me to something real quick that I want to throw out there, a little housekeeping in the middle of the show. And I will preface this at the end of the show as well, but I'm going to probably be adjusting the time of my streams, including the August 18th one, simply because I don't want to overlap with DNVR. They made the switch to 3:30 now, and because they made that switch to 3:30, I'm going to be looking to jump to a 4:30 time slot. So we'll give them that first hour, and we'll make a nice little block of shows. Yeah, 3:30 DNVR, 4:30 my show, my channel, the call-in show on Mondays. That's what time it'll be at. But I wanted to let everybody know, especially those who will be joining later on, most likely watching this later on, or who are joining now if DNVR did, in fact, get over. I did see a jump in numbers there here in the last couple of minutes. So that's my thoughts and what I think is going on. So we are going to change the time of the streams and go to 4:30. Okay, 4:30 starting this Friday moving forward. So instead of the usual 4 o'clocks when I stream, it will be 4:30. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Northside, for dropping in as always. Appreciate you for being here. Robert Mathis, who's number 26 from the running back position? He is tough. I don't know. Do we have the rosters yet? I don't know if CU's, let's see, 2025 CU football roster. Let's see if they've posted it by now. Oh, yep, they did. We've got the 2025 roster. So number 26 for you, Robert, looks to be, that is Simeon Price. He's listed at 26. You said 22. 22 is technically Dominique Ponder. He's still on the roster. So I'm not sure. 20 is Trackhawk. 26 is Pierce. Yeah, that's what I thought. 20 is DeKalon Taylor Trackhawk. 22 listed on the roster is Dominique Ponder. Yeah, okay. So you were off on the numbers. Okay. Yeah, 20 DeKalon Taylor. We got the official page, by the way. That makes sense that you saw that number. That does. I appreciate it. Okay, so real quick, let's go over the roster. I'll get you guys some interesting numbers to pay attention to. I know, D-Nice, I mean, there's a reason. I mean, Dominique's 4th string quarterback. You're not going to get very many choices when it comes to quarterback numbers. Let's talk about the single digits, because we don't have a number 1 right now, by the way, on the team. There is no number 1 on the official roster by CU. Okay? Welcome in, OFB. Appreciate you here. D-Nice, love that comment. So number 3, Tion Parks. It's very interesting. Caden Salter, number 3. Preston Hodge, number 4. Omarion Miller, number 4. RJ Johnson getting a number 5. Hakeem Williams, the number 5. Terrence Love getting the number 6. I sometimes forget that these players got added in the offseason. Terrence Love, another safety that I've been sleeping on when it comes to the roster. Draylon Miller, number 6. Dallin Hayden, number 7. DJ McKinney, 8. Joseph Williams, 8. Sincere Brown is wearing the number 9, as well as Tafiq Byard, number 9. Tyreekis, whoa, what's going on there? We've got 3 number 9s on the official roster, guys. Do we have a number battle? We have Tafiq Byard listed at number 9 and Tyreekis Davis listed at number 9. I'm pretty sure Tyreekis was in the Reach the People video with that number 9 jersey. So I have no idea what's going on there, whether or not we're battling. Number 10, of course, we got Julian Lewis. Number 10, defensively, we got Makari Vickers. And that's what it's looking like there. A couple newcomers that you can pay attention to. John Slaughter, also safety, number 13. Quinnell Farrakhan, 14. Quentin Gibson, 15, but he's going after that. I'm going off of the official roster that's now posted on the website. D-Nice. He very well could have 11, and maybe they just didn't update it. Maybe that just happened for them. But Quentin Gibson will be going after that number 6 of Draylon, because Draylon wants the number 1. Draylon has said he wants the number 1. So if he gets the number 1, you could see Gibson change his number up. Other newcomers to pay attention to. Noah King, cornerback, is wearing number 20. DeKalon Taylor, number 20. TJ Branch, 22. Quarterback, Dominique Ponder, 22. Let me see. Simeon Price, 26. Keaton Wade, 27. Let's see. Who are our new players? Let's go through this and keep going. Damon Graves, 35 for the punter. Carson Westbrook, wide receiver, freshman, 36. Mantrez Walker, 38. Let's see who we got. Sean Myers, he is there. Number 40, inside linebacker. Kylan Salter, who, by the way, can we just take a moment to talk about Kylan Salter? This dude is going to go under the radar and become the starting linebacker on this team. I just have a feeling. Did anybody see the video, was it yesterday or the day before, where Kylan Salter was getting food and you looked at how huge he got? You want to talk about an Andrew Swayze masterclass? Kylan Salter is the masterclass that is Andrew Swayze and the absolute transformation of his body. I can't even, guys. I can't even with Kylan Salter and what he's going to be able to do. Listed at 6'2", 230. I don't think he's 230. I think he's more than that, but something to think about. Number 41 there. Buck Buchanan, new kicker, 43. London Merritt, 44. Byard is number 7. Okay, so he switched up to number 7. Got it. So maybe they just haven't updated the site with that just yet. There's a couple other players I wanted to look for. Reginald Hughes, number 50. Andre Roy, 52. Larry Johnson, 53. Philip Houston still on the roster, 54. Let's see. Tyler Brown still listed. I haven't seen Tyler Brown in a long time. Monatai Mani, 57 still. Zarian McGill, 58. Yaya Yo-Yo, 59. Cardi Smith, 65. Here we go. Xavier Hill, 71. Cooper Lovelace, 70. Xylon Chrysler, 72. Aki Ogunbiyi, 74. See if there's anybody. Jack Hystera, 81, wide receiver. Terrell Timmons. Zach Atkins is wearing 85. Kopitz, 86. Corbin Lazier, 88. Charlie Williams, 87. Where is D'Souza? Let's see. What else? I don't see... Zane D'Souza is not listed, but he is there because he talked, unless he's a different number and I just missed him. Interesting. I'm going to keep saying it. I still can't believe we have Swayze on the staff. Robert, you and me both. You and me both. I think Andrew Swayze will go down as the biggest hire that Coach Prime has ever made to date. Okay, bigger than a Marshall Faulk, bigger than anything else out there. I think that would be the most impactful there. Okay, that's what's going on. So let's hear what you guys have to say. Jack working out with T.O. and has the number 81 jersey. Fire. Jack Hystera is going to surprise a lot of people. I really do. Salter was ripped before he got here. I know that, but he just looks even better. Who's 86, Rob? Who's 86? Who are we D'Souza. D'Souza's 86. Got it. Interesting. Oh, no. D'Souza says 83 on the roster. So did he swap with Brady Kopitz? Because Brady Kopitz, the tight end, is listed as 86 on the roster. So I did find D'Souza, though. 83. Yeah. Okay. Zane, big 83. Maybe he's 83. It's hard right now, guys. And we don't have a lot of, we need, more official things to come out when it comes to the players now that we get to know them, getting to figure things out a little bit more. But, that's where we're at right there. Okay. In the meantime, we went through all this. Let me know, what are you guys' first thoughts about training camp so far, the first day of practice? What did you notice? Anybody stick out to you? Who are you most excited to see work through training camp? Let me know, and we'll figure out what's going on there. Now, what I'm going to talk about, I put out a video talking about my top 5 breakout players. I'm going to let you know my most needed to watch players. So the players to watch during fall camp. The easiest one would, of course, be the quarterback battle. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to talk about, though, is going to be the wide receiver battle. Because a lot of people can look at the wide receivers for Colorado. Gualo knows what's up. Gualo knows what's up. Keith in the building. Appreciate you. Gave you a shout out earlier, Keith. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. You are an awesome supporter of this channel. have done an amazing amount of support for me over the last year. So I really, truly, truly appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. Wanted to shout you out. And you'll get shouted out every stream, even when you're not here. So appreciate that. Off the top, Juju looked ready. I say grow the pains and let him build. See, I said that at the top of the show. Like, I wonder if you do go with him and just figure things out. Like, just deal with the growing pains, because man, is he so good. So good. So good. But I don't know. I don't know what Coach Prime's thoughts are. I don't know what Pat Shurmur's thoughts are going to be. You know, that's kind of where it's at. Okay. That's where I'm at with that one. But that one's going to be interesting. But my big thing is going to be the wide receiver room. The wide receiver room is not going to be black and white for sure. You've got Sincere Brown, who I think is going under the radar with a lot of people who don't want to believe that he has talent or skill because he's coming from a lower level. Of course, Omarion Miller coming back on the scene, and every time that dude is given a chance, he absolutely explodes, and the only thing that has held him back has been injuries. So I pray to God that he can stay healthy this whole season. Draylon Miller going to be in a battle for the slot position with guys like a Jack Hystera, with other guys like, just thinking, I mean, Quinnell Farrakhan could be competing for that spot even as a freshman. There's a lot of those people that are just absolutely going to be something to think about when it comes to that. That's been my concern since he got here. He just has very small legs, but I've seen plenty of wide receivers, even in the NFL, that have similar body types that somehow find a way to stay healthy and never end up, hurting it. And then you got guys like Omarion Miller who just get a hip drop tackle and break their leg. Like, there's some crazy things when it comes to that for sure. But I'll be interested to see what the wide receiver room looks like. Hey, where does Terrell Timmons fit in all this? Keith's comment about Timmons moving fast, maybe that's it too. And then, of course, we've got Joseph Williams, who should pencil in. I mean, if I were to just pick starters today based on nothing that I have, based on no practice information, I would probably say my starters would be Joseph Williams, Omarion Miller, and Draylon Miller. That's who I would think just based on what I know. Is that how the team operates? No, and we've got 30 days until that first game for those guys to separate themselves. So that's going to be a hot battle to watch as it heats up. Absolutely. I also like Pierce in the running back room, and Micah looks really good too. I called Micah out as one of my breakout players in my breakout video, guys, if you want to go check that out. I have Micah, I have Dallin, both as potential breakouts on this team for this season. So be on the lookout for check that out. Be on the lookout too. I've got a video that's going to be dropping with the top transfer players on the team. You'll be surprised Caden Salter's not on there. I didn't want to make it too easy. And then also the top 5 freshmen on the team for the Buffs that will make an impact this season. Both of those videos will be dropping in the next week or so, so be on the lookout for those. And I'd love to get your guys' input on those videos when they drop of who you would have in the list and who you agree or disagree with me on that particular list. As far as other battles that you can watch for in camp as we get going, the other one that I'm going to call out too is going to be the linebacker room. Now, a lot of people, including myself, have chiseled in Reginald Hughes and Martavius French. But the question is, will Kylan Salter be a part of that room? Will Gage Goldberg get any playing time this year? What is Jeremiah Brown's position on the team after entering the portal and exiting the portal and coming back? Is he going to get some good play time this year? That's going to be a very interesting piece to watch as they put on pads and actually start tackling later on in the fall camp. And then finally, of course, it's going to be the edge room. See what that rotation looks like. That's going to be an important one. And actually, that won't be my final one. The biggest one that we're all going to ask about, because we're going to ask about it every single week. We're going to ask about it every single game. that offensive line. How is Colorado going to end up starting the offensive line? And as far as what they looked like on day one, I want to pull up some clips that I want to look at to see who was starting where when it came to the drills that Colorado was doing today. Give me a second here. I'm going to pull up some clips and I'll let you guys know. You guys can throw them out there too. Of course, Seaton's in there at the right tackle. But I just couldn't pay attention. Now I have the roster up too. That's definitely something that I want to take a look at here while we are on stream. Talk about who, lined up where. Maybe, okay, here we go. Here's as close as we can get. Okay. That does not look like the starters. Dang it. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy seeing what the team is thinking about as far as who's going where on the offensive line. North side, we've been talking about Juju. Trust me, Juju looked so good. So good. Okay, so I see Seaton in. No, he's not. He's not in there. I had one good one where Seaton was in. I'd still play Salts as CBN. I get that. I really do get that. That's the tough one. I'm serious. It's not going to be an easy decision for that team. I don't envy them making that decision. Because here's the thing. If it's not very successful and they have issues early on, like that's going to cause issues not only on that team, but with the fans. With the fans. I mean, you think that they were bad, at different times with different players and who was playing. I mean, the Charlie Offered all stuff. You thought that was bad. I mean, just wait. Just wait. Where is Seaton? Okay, Seat is not in here. Caden looking shifty in some of the clips, though, as well. You guys let me know. I think I like these comments. I think CU got 3 or 4 wide receiver unit opponents, would not know which unit of receiver from game to game they would face. It's scary good in that wide receiver room. And Tech fans are sleeping on our receivers. I have had a ton of Tech fans in comments say that we lost everything wide receiver room wise because we lost everyone to the draft, but they don't realize what we're bringing in and how we're reloading there. They really, really don't. And I hope that Georgia Tech as a team sleeps on that as well. I really do. Otis not starting. He can't pass block. Way too high. No hand movement. Decent. Jaheim Otis, isn't he defensive? Are you getting their guys mixed up? Sorry. Otis not starting. He can't pass block? You mean he can't pass rush? Is that I think you are because you talk about decent run stopper. Let me know. I was right about Wester last year as the impactful player. I'm going with Trackhawk this year. Okay, Viral Authority. Put it down. Viral Authority has DeKalon Taylor as the impactful player of the year. The South Alabama linebacker looked decent. What issues both QBS will play? Not sure what you're saying here. A lot of hurt feelings in a couple weeks. I hope Shermer is ready for the smoke. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. He's got to make the right decision. Pass rush. Okay, now I get it. Yeah. We'll have to see. But Otis' main job is going to be just plugging up the middle and stopping the run. His job is not to get to the quarterback on the pass rush at all. His job is just to eat up double teams. Doesn't need to make that impactful of a play while other people do that. OFB says the quarterback room. That's going to be your thing to watch. That's going to be everybody's thing to watch, if I'm being honest. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens with that going forward. Every day is going to be us. I mean, for all those people out there following the Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland Browns battle going on right now, the same thing is going to be happening with Buffs fans. Eric, here's my problem. We've been talking about this whole stream. Juju looks so good. He looks so confident and looks so good. And he's Here's my problem, guys. This is why it's going to be hard to evaluate this, because Salter is the running quarterback. Juju can run the ball, but he is more along the lines of who Shador was, where it's like, I'll run if I need to, but I am a pass-first quarterback. That's going to be interesting. And I've never said that they don't. That's the problem. I've had plenty of Georgia Tech fans coming in being like, oh, we've brought back so much. We have the most talent ever. We're boat racing CU. Because CU has no talent. They lost Shador and their entire receiving room. They've got no chance against us. I'm not saying we're blowing out Georgia Tech either. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a toss-up. And the thing that leans me Colorado's way in that toss-up is just the fact that it's in Boulder. If the game was in Georgia Tech, I would be calling that game a Georgia Tech victory. That's how close I think it will be. I think both teams have plenty of playmakers. I think our quarterbacks are similar, especially if we play Caden Salter against King. If that occurs, I truly do think that they are both like the identical prototypical type quarterback that they are. So that's something that I think is what's going on there. So I am not discounting the fact that Georgia Tech has talent. I'm not saying they don't. Okay? I truly am not. In all honesty, all 4 of our non-conference games are games, even Delaware. People have been writing off Delaware. I think we'll beat Delaware. I do think we'll beat Delaware, but I don't think it'll be some easy boat race that some people have made it out to be at times. That's just where I'm at. Remember I said we get crushed 1H, no sign of life. Then we come out of the locker room for the second, honor some special stuff, and run the score up convincingly. Gualo, I could see that. First half, absolutely. Noah King has the tools to be a good DB. He absolutely does. That was an under-the-radar get for long-term depth. I don't know how much he's going to be a part of the team this year, but I do think that Noah King is a future starter at corner in future years. That's where I think. Byron Leftwich was at practice today? Did we see that in a clip? Did it official or was he in the background, Rob? I haven't got a chance to watch all of the clips just yet. I really do. I would not want to be Georgia Tech or anyone in 2025. Coach Prime beat cancer, so there has to be added motivation for the team to dominate every game. Eric, not just the Big 12. Every game, but I agree with that. Do you think we will perform a shutout this year? Well, we did last year, Viral Authority. Could there be a team we could get a shutout against? I think there could be. Absolutely. It's official. Did they when you say official, did they post it? Are we getting breaking news while we're on here? Or is it not official yet in the sense that Colorado has not posted that he is an official coach with them? Neely dropped it on his platform. Dang it, Neely. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me, Neely? Well, let's bring that up real quick. That's what we'll do. The pregame network. 14 minutes ago. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up. Let's see. Where was it? Do you have a timestamp, Rob, or roughly when it occurred during the stuff? I see George Hegeman's speech. Nothing yet. At the very end of the video. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, we're going to watch together. That's what we're going to do. There you go, guys. We're going to use this. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Am I in Safari right now? I am in Google Chrome. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Let's take 2 seconds. I apologize for not being prepared for this, but if this just dropped, this is something that I want us to to have as part of this. So give me 2 seconds here. Okay. 2 seconds here. Dang it. This might not work right now. If Leftwich is on the staff, I feel more confident. That takes the pressure off of Pat. I would agree on that. We're winning the Big 12. Everybody's getting happy. That's the best thing for the Buffs going on this fall. I felt like Pat needed a Leftwich to boost offense production. Well, and Pat has so much on his plate as the offensive coordinator. He can't just coach up the quarterbacks. So your Julian Lewis, your Caden Salter can't get that one-on-one. If Leftwich is there now full-time, like that is massive for Colorado. That is a massive, massive get for Colorado. So something to think about when it comes to that. There he is. Yep. We've got it. We've got Byron Leftwich, guys. I don't know why my stuff is being dumb right now. Stop. While sharing. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, we'll share the window. You guys can see what this looks like there. So there we go. There's introducing that. Give me 2 seconds. If you guys want audio, I can get audio, but I have to change a couple settings. I was not prepared for this, guys. I do apologize. Give me 2 seconds. Testing. Okay, you guys can still hear me. Good. And then I've got to change my audio settings real quick. Boop. Browser. Chrome. Okay. Now we should be good.
Blessed with us today. He's going to be with the quarterbacks. He's going to do what he does. He has welcome knowledge. I think when he ended that and what the whole staff brings offensively, we're going to go to another level. You guys should thank him. You should be blessed. This guy knows what he's doing, and he's going to be an intricate part of our success. I already know that. So let's welcome Coach Leftwich. Hey, let's have a good one today. Anybody got anything?
That is awesome stuff to see. Absolutely awesome stuff. Glad that that's going on. So Leftwich officially on the staff, guys. Been waiting for that. Very interested to see if Zimmer also joins. Having Mike Zimmer is only a benefit to the program as well. So I think that's absolutely awesome. That's Shermer's replacement for next year. Could be viral or mid-year. Guys, that's what you're not realizing with this one. And I've said it before. If Shermer does not make a difference in the run game and balance offense, he could get replaced. Coach Prime's quick to do that. He did that with Lewis. You know that Leftwich is on this staff with the potential that he could take over as OC for Colorado if necessary. Calling it right now. Excellent. Feels so much better with Coach Leftwich helping with offensive scheme. Has nothing but to help with a Super Bowl OC, get the offense moving. If he can get Tom Brady looking good, imagine if he can get Tom Brady looking good. You're funny. If CU doesn't beat Delaware and Wyoming, it'll be a long season. Don't sleep on either of those teams, Dennis. Don't sleep on either of those teams. We can't just assume that this is like a cakewalk. I get it. It will be a difficult season, but Wyoming's a tough team that took Texas almost to the end to beat. Has played very well against a lot of different teams. And Delaware, we'll see. I think the comments in the chat talked about it. I think second half will really kind of put it on Delaware. I think it may be close in that first half, but that's going to be interesting. Yeah, Rob, I'm interested to hear if Zimmer too, because I know Prime wanted Zimmer on the staff, but I'm so happy, guys. Byron Leftwich is officially a coach on this team moving into the season, and that's absolutely unbelievable. What a get by Coach Prime. Okay? Well, and Leftwich can talk to recruits. I don't know how much, because it just depends. I don't think he's a long-term solution at CU. You don't want long-term people promising things to recruits if they're not going to be there for a long time, or selecting a team because of a guy who's going to be there short-term. And that's the biggest lie that people make about Coach Prime, is that he was leaving soon. And so people, didn't do the right things there. So there's that as well. So something to think about when it comes to how he's going to recruit, what he's going to recruit, what he's going to do. Okay, guys? So pay attention to that. Absolutely. Okay? I would have no problem with Leftwich's OC. Another mind on the offensive game planning. What is Leftwich's title? My guess is probably something to do with the quarterbacks. It's probably quarterback coach, anything like that. Let me see if they've updated the website. Wouldn't that be cool if they've already updated the website with Leftwich and we didn't even know? Because they have all the staff here. Coach Sanders, Shermer, Gunnar White, Marshall Falk is the assistant running backs coach. Interesting. Do you know Marshall Falk is the assistant running backs coach, not the head running backs coach? Interesting. That's what the website says. Dang, there's no technical head running backs coach. That's interesting, guys. And that's coming straight from the website that looks to have been updated just recently. There's no other running backs coach on the roster. I thought we brought in somebody else that's helping out with running backs. Warren Sapp, pass rush coordinator. Yeah. All Leftwich fans should go back in time and watch Byron lead Marshall to a championship victory. He was good again at Marshall. He was really good. Really, really good. Okay, guys. I'm going to not extend the stream out more longer than it needs to be. I appreciate everybody jumping in. Again, hey, quick reminder, 4:30s is the time that we'll be going for streams now. I'm going to update the August 18th phone-in show. The premiere will be 4:30. So understand that. Know that that's happening there. Thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of the stream today. I will catch you on Friday afternoon to talk more about camp and any other developing news that happens between now and then. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hey, make sure you guys, before you leave, just really quickly, costs you nothing, hit that like and subscribe button to YouTube. Until next time, for Buffs News Weekly Live, I'm Russ. Go Buffs.